Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Mr. Conan, your accounting lecturer. Today we'll be doing a very easy chapters. All right. I hope we can finish 1 hour. If you can finish 1 hour and you're able to understand what I'm teaching, it's very good. So if we have some time, we're gonna do exercises together. All right. Today, this lessons. All right. Please write down something. All right. It is a new chapter. What do you mean by new chapter? A new chapter means not covered before in your MA1, and as well as it will only come out in MA2. All right, it won't be coming out in your FMA or MA3, or what we call MA3 if you want MA paper. All right, this is very important. So this chapter it's a compulsory chapter that surely coming out in your MA2 as focus, and even it may come out in your section B 50 marks section B 50 marks questions. All right, something like that. Done. Okay, so what we are trying to say on this cost volume profit. All right, cost volume profit is trying to say that. Okay, write down something. All right, today whatever you learn, the most important is write down what is the key as CVP. This CVP analysis, this chapter, this pictures speaks the whole answer already. If you can understand what do you mean by this, he says that it is an analysis. Analysis means a study to find out, is a way to find out how changes in variable and fixed cost affect the firm's profit. But of course, okay, let me finish it and then you keep popping. Companies can use CVP, all right, to determine, to examine, all right, to determine the amount of units they need to sell in order to break even. What do you mean by break even? To cover all costs. All costs means including fixed and variable costs. Alright, fixed and variable costs. Alright, or at the same time, or to reach a certain minimum profit, what we call a target profit. Very easy, target profit. This is talking about very easy straight away. Alright, finish copying type 1 and I will illustrate what do you mean by that. Alright, finish copying first. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we know that in our marginal costing, some of the things is fixed. What do you mean by the things is fixed? The thing is fixed is the fixed cost. Alright, so in order to break even, ladies and gentlemen, in order to break even, what do you mean by break even? Break even means, write down, making no gain, no loss. Alright, in order to break even, just making no gain, no loss, your contributions, the amount you earn from selling the course, must be able to cover fixed costs. True or not? Right, must be able to. Contribution means whatever you learn. For example, just okay, cost per unit. Okay, what do you mean by break even? Cost per unit. What do you mean by contribution? My revenue is 10. My cost is 5. So I don't say 5 because you can see. I say it's 4. It's 6. So which means my contributions per unit, which means the earnings from selling your products. Alright? Contributions means 4. Means if it's 4, right? So how do you say that you are breaking even? A break even means you are making no gain, no loss is the fixed cost per unit. It is 4, then which means you are making a 0. So what I'm trying to say is this. Alright, you need to tell me, determine this is the variable cost. This variable cost is directly proportional. What do you mean by directly proportional? Which means we assume that it is constant. So for example, if 1 unit is $2, 2 unit must be $4. 3 unit must be $6. So this is directly proportional to unit to the cost. 1 unit, 2 cost. 2 unit, 4 cost. So this is what we call variable cost. So whether this variable cost after deductions from the revenue, less of all the costs, the contributions, whether it able to cover the fixed cost. For example, you need to cover the fixed cost of, for example, 10. Right? For example, fixed cost is 10. So my question to you is, how many units you need to sell? This is as an accountant, or this is as a management accountant, we need to calculate. So we need to able to sell 5, because 5 times 2 is 10. If we can cover the variable cost, the amount of contributions is 10, which is able to cover off your fixed cost, we are saying that we are making a no gain, no loss. So this is the first part. So cost volume profit is a way to find out how changes in your variable and fixed. So the higher the fixed is the amount, the higher the fixed, the more amount of contribution you need to make in order to cover the fixed costs. So second time is, company can use CVP analysis to determine the amount of units, how much units you need to sell in order to break even. So in such a case, we need to 5 units to cover all costs, including fixed and variable. Or to to reach a certain minimum profit. So what do you mean by that? So for example, if, ladies and gentlemen, he says, alright, if I finish talking about this, I'm done with the chapter already. So to reach a certain minimum profit, which is what you call target profit. For example, on top of the fixed cost to cover, then I want to earn $8. So we knew that to the total cost that we want, the total profit plus the fixed cost is 18. Divide by the number of contributions we are making. So in other way, such a way, I need to sell 9 units. True or not? So this is what I call target profit. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can understand, please type 1. This is all about cost, volume, profit. It's that easy. Okay? Boleh faham ke tidak? Boleh faham? Type 1. That's all lah. Alright, if you can understand, that's all. So I want to write down something lah. Then write down something is, what are the elements you're going to learn in this chapter? So write down something lah. This is my idiosyncrasies. Write down something that you want. The thing is CVP analysis. Alright, what do you mean by CVP? Alright, and what do you mean by a break-even point? So this point can be units or can be revenue. Very good? Good. Can be units, can be revenue. Second, alright? The second one is a bit tough. Write down 2 star, a bit tough. But because we are learning something called, what do you mean by a CS ratio? A CS ratio means, what do you mean by contributions, sales? Contributions to sales means CS ratio. Alright? It's very useful. Alright, later. So write down lah. It includes and its function. What is the functions? Alright, then the third one is you need to know the definitions. Alright, definitions and functions. Function means the usefulness of the margin of safety. This margin of safety is very important. Alright, don't mistook. Alright, the fourth part is target profits. Alright, target profit is what I told you before, right? How much in order to sell, in order to close the target. The last one is reading the graph. Alright, reading the graph means there are 2 charts over there. The graphs, we can call it graph or we can call it charts. Alright, so how do they different? We have break-even chart. We have contribution chart. Alright, and we have profit or volume chart. Profit or volume. 3 charts you need to be mastered of. 3 charts. Alright, but very easy to me. Alright, you just need to know the elements, their difference. It's very, very easy. Finish copying, type 1. Come, let's go. Okay, what do you mean by contributions? Want to mean a break even? I've told you. Alright, contribution means, I mean, you don't need to pause to copy. You just need to know first. Alright, you just need to know first. Alright, break contribution means how much you earned. Alright, how much you earned from revenue after deducting variable costs only. Exclude fixed costs. So what do you mean by that? What I'm trying to say is how much you earn from revenue after deducting variable cost only. So which means we are trying to say is See, revenue minus COGS is your contributions. If contributions can cover fixed costs the same, alright, then it's equal to break even. Alright, if so for example, just to illustrate, 100 minus 60 is equal to 40. This is contribution. But if 40 minus 40, the fixed cost is 40, this is what you call break even. What do you mean by break even? Break even means how much contributions, alright, whether unit or revenue, you need in order to at least cover the fixed cost. In order to achieve a no gain, no loss. Alright, so what is the formula? The formula is the sales minus your variable cost. It is your contributions. Alright, contributions. If the break even means the contributions the contribution is equal to fixed cost. So right now I'm changing here. If this one is minus or equal to fixed cost, this is what I call break even. Who understand this? Please type 1. Who understand this? Please type 1. Alright, easy, right? Easy. Is it very easy? So easy, so easy, so logic, so easy. Alright, but finish copying, you need to come. We look at the figures, you see, look at the questions. Alright, now see, look at the questions. So see. Of course, you see, you don't look at all other things first. You don't see all other things. I'll illustrate to you later. Alright, you see, one thing is very basic first. A basic is, if the fixed cost is say 30,000, and each unit you are earning a variable profit. A variable profit means for the revenue you are earning 10. The revenue just let's say is 15, and then your COGS is 5. It means that your contribution each unit after you sold before deducting fixed cost is 10. So you need the fixed cost is 30,000, but each unit is 10. True or not, how many you need to earn? How many unit break even in units? So which means 30,000 times 10 is which you need to sell 3,000 units. True or not? Alright, so 3,000 units. So if we say like easy point, break even in revenue. I want to see how much revenue I need to achieve, not profit. How much revenue I need to achieve. So you times the revenue per unit. So revenue per unit is how much? Revenue per unit is you times 15. Times 15, so you use 30,000 times 15. 3,000 unit times 15, which means 45,000. Which means you need 45,000 sales in order to cover a making of 0 profit. So easy right? Fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Because each contribution per unit means how much you earn per unit. If the one you are earning 10, you need 30,000 cost. So I know I need to sell for how much units? 3,000 units. But I don't want to know the fixed cost. I want to know how much revenue that I get. You see, 3,000 units times 15. 3,000 units times 5. You calculate and see. 3,000 units, which means is 3,000 times 15, 45,000. And then 3,000 times 5. This is 15,000, which means the profit is how much? The contributions in revenue is 30,000. So you less off the fixed cost of 30,000. See, that's why it is said to be making a break even. A break even means a 0. So what she's trying to say? It's trying to say that you want to know in units or you want to know in revenue. You want to know in revenue, you times the revenue, that easier. Okay, so you see, expected sales is this one. 10,000. Okay, expected sales, this is a sales. This is a revenue per unit. So of course I can get 80,000. Variable cost is 5 per unit. Fixed cost is 21,000. Complete the break-even point. So how do you calculate the break-even point? Step 1. Calculate the contribution per unit. 8 minus 5. Of course, my contribution per unit is 3. So contribution required to break even. Contribution required to break even, which means you're trying to say fixed cost 21,000 divided by how much I earn per unit? 3 lah. So it means I need to sell for how much? I need to sell for 7,000 units. This 7,000 units is trying to say in units. If I want to roll revenue, of course I times with the 8 is 56,000. Okay lah, that's all. Alright, so you can know it in units and you can know in revenue. So it depends on what you want. So we're trying to say is that revenue, you see, if I use 7,000, just how I was trying to say, 7,000, so you can make a break even of 0 because you times, which means here is to our unit, 7,000 units, times 8 is 56,000. So the variable cost is 7,000 units times 3, so it's going to 35,000 times 5, I think, yeah, 5. So 21 less off is 0. So which means the amount is the formula they're using here, fixed cost divided by total fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. You know that how much you need in terms of units in order to break even. So if you want in break even in terms of revenue, right? Alright, so here I've written off something wrong, alright? Break even point in terms of revenue. So you'll use the same thing times the revenue per unit. Who understand this? Please type 1. Who understand this? Please type 1. That easy, alright? It's that easy. Alright, finish copying. Alright, understand it? So easy. Okay, so since all you understand, the most difficult part, a lot of people they make mistakes. They don't understand what the hell is this. So once you know what the hell is this, easy. Alright, once you know what the hell is this, it's easy. Alright, he says what do you mean a CS ratio? This CS ratio is to sort of complicating your idea, but actually it is the same thing. You just memorize that. For example, you see, what do you mean by contributions divided by sales? Which means contribution ratio is the ratio, is a measure to know, alright, to know how much contributions in percentages. In percentages means how many percentage from sales, alright, it's earned from 1 ringgit of sales. So for example, you see, if your revenue is $10, your COGS is $3, of course your profit is how much? Your profit is $7. I just don't say like this, it's like so big. The COGS is 7, the profit is 3. So in such a case, what do you mean? In such a case, how much is my contributions to sales ratio? Which means from the 10 ringgit sales, I'm able to close off a profit of 30%. Right? This is 30%. So what it's trying to use is here. So you see the solution. It's trying to say that, you see, expected sales is the same thing, everything is the same as what it has happened above. Yeah. Okay, everything, oh my god. Wait for me. Alright, we look at this. Everything is the same. But right now I need to calculate the CS ratio. It's easy. Alright, still the same. Step 1, calculate my contributions. How much you earn? I earn $3. But I want to know how much I earn from my sales, which means this one is like a gross profit margin. CS ratio is which one, right? How much is your gross profit margin? Margin means how much you earn from the sales. So it's another name. So you earn 3 ringgit. After this one, deduct this is the profit. Right? You earn 3 ringgit from 8 ringgit. So the 37.5% shows that a CS ratio of 37.5% means that for every 1 ringgit of revenue earned, alright, 0.375 cents is earned. Alright, easy, done. So right now, I think you have finished copying it. Alright, finish copying type 1. I want to talk about something very important. Okay, you know CS ratio, most important one. The questions always come out in the exam. How much you know CS ratio is equal to your applicability into the scenario. Whether you know how to apply or not. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, don't just know. Use it. Okay, but how to use it? You see, you see, you see, see something, required contribution divided by CS ratio. Right? We don't see this, you see this. You see this, You see, You see this one first. This one means break even. True, right? Okay. Just now, yeah, see properly. Once you understand this, this is very, very good. Alright, now see. Just now, step 1. Step 1 means if you use fixed cost minus your divide by contributions per unit. For example, fixed cost is 21,000 and then contribution per unit is 3. You need to sell for 7,000 units. For 7,000 units, if you want to get in terms of revenue, this is equal to 7,000 units. You need to some more do a further step. This further step is you need to times 8 times revenue is equal to your 56,000 is equal to your revenue in total, which means you see okay, step 1, get the unit first. Unit is 21,000 divided by 7 divided by 3. You need 7,000 units. Step 2, alright, is to get the revenue. You need to use a 7,000 units times 8. Alright, and it becomes 56,000 revenue. Alright, this is very good. Second step. Alright, second step. Another way in order to achieve this, what you can do is step 1, calculate the CS ratio. 3 over 8 is equal to 0.375%. Step 2, in order to get your revenue, you can use your required is your 21,000 divided by 0.375. Alright, straight away you are using 21,000 divided by 0.375. You will get straight away 56,000. Understand what I'm trying to say? So this method bypasses the calculations to arrive units to break even. This method, straight away provides you the revenue required to break even. Who understand this? Please tap 1. He never say about how much unit I need to get. He should tell you the percentages. Then from the percentages tell you how much is the revenue in order to break even. Boleh faham tak? I think I make it very, very clear lah. If you are not clear, please let me know. Alright, good lor. It's that simple ma. Suppose here I can know, okay, I need 7,000 units to break even. Okay. So the good thing about it is I can explain. You see, why I can explain the same thing? It's actually the same. See, if you want to know, 21,000 divided by 3 times 8 is equal to 21,000 divided by 3 times 8. True or not? Right, true, right? This is the formula in order to get 56,000. CS ratio also the same. It's 21,000 divided by 3 divided by 8 is equal to 21,000 times 8 over 3. So actually they are the same thing. Alright, so actually they are the same thing. But so they are the same thing. It's just that during the questions, if you straight away give you these percentages, you need to settle these questions. Alright, so you bypasses the calculation to arrive unit first. Straight away this one, he straight away asks you to find the revenue. Easy? Good. So he says, in example, 3 over 8, 37.5. How much revenue in order to cover? You use your fixed cost divided by CS ratio. Then you get your 56,000. Alright, so if you divide by the number of 8, so you need 7,000. So it just trying to say that either you do 1, 2, 3, 4 to step 1, and then to get into 5, now you can get 1, 4, 3, 2 to get answer into 5. They are the same method. This one trying to say. He just said whether which one you want to do first. You understand what I'm trying to say? Okay? Boleh faham? They are the same. Okay? They are the same. Okay? Margin of safety. You see? You see? You see? You see? Okay? Now see. This is the line. Alright? What do you mean by margin of safety? Margin of safety means how much fluctuations how much fluctuations or decrease in units, alright, available before you reach break even. Dikatakanlah, alright. In order to break even, this is the 5. You need to 5 units. Now, you are selling 12 units. How much is your breathing point? How much is your breathing point? So for example, if you don't understand what I'm trying to say, if you need to pass 50 marks, now you are getting 70 marks. How much is your margin? Your margin is 20 marks. So no, your margin is 20 marks. You have a margin of 20 marks to lose. This is your margin of safety. So if we are taking, for example, if we are holding only like 62 marks, my question to you is the margin big or the margin is small? The margin is very small because you have only, instead of you can lose 20 marks, now you can lose only 12 marks. True or not? So what I'm trying to say is this. So in order to find break even, so that Maldimer company makes and sells product with a variable cost of 30. Okay, this is the information. Variable cost 30, revenue is 40. Okay, fixed cost is 70,000. Expected sales is 8,000. Okay, so you need to calculate two things: break even point and margin of safety. Okay, very good. So the first one is break even point. So break even point is I say 70,000. Alright, divided by how much is my contribution? 40 minus 30 lah. So I know each unit I'm selling, I'm earning 10, so I need to sell 7,000 units. But right now I'm selling 8,000 units, which means how much is the margin? The margin is 10%. The margin is 1,000 units. So how to calculate whether how many percent I can lose? Alright, so you see, current sales level is 8,000. Minus break-even point is 7,000 units, divided by 8,000 units. So it's equal to 1,000 divided by 8,000. True, right? Current sales minus break-even. So you have only a spare of 10,000. So how much in terms of the whole overall sales? This is 12%, 12.5% of the budget. So easier, I think. Who understand this? Please type 1. Understand or not? How well you know? Is it good? From 1 to 10. Are you having a strong 9 or 8? Understand what am I trying to say? I think today's lessons is rather easy. Alright, you just need to understand some terminology. I did not make, I don't think I'm mixing all the knowledge. I think I'm teaching a very, very solid point leading you to what you're trying to end, right? So if everything you know like that, okay lah. Alright? If you know means everything okay lah, alright? So this one is just reaffirming, nothing new. This is nothing new. This is start to reassure what you have learned. Alright? At break-even point, okay, what I'm trying to say, let me know. At break-even point, the total cost is equal to your revenue, okay, which means there's no profit, okay, which means S minus V, after all, your contribution is equal to F. Right? If how much you earn is to pay off the fixed cost, of course, it's break even. As break even point, okay, I'm trying to say this. Alright, at break even point, S is equal to V plus F, true or not? This is how you get one. So, for example, how much sales is it? Variable point plus 6, this is the sales. So, if another way, if break even point means you are making no gain, no gain, no loss. So, S minus V, which means your contributions, right? If the contributions is only to cover the fixed cost, of course, then you are making no gain, no loss, you see. S minus V is equal to F. That. Okay, we look at these questions. If you are no, I think you are done with the chapter. So, but the fingers call make a product which has a variable cost of 7. Okay, variable cost of 7. If a fixed cost is 63,000, okay. So, calculate the selling price per unit if it reaches to break even at the sales volume of 12 units. Okay. So, how do you do this? Alright. So, you see, contributions equal to break even is 63,000. This is given. This is the fixed cost. The volume of sales, alright, is 12 units, 12,000 units. Alright, required contributions are, of course, you see, I need 63,000. Alright, volume of sales is 12,000. Of course, the required contributions S minus V 5.75. True, right? Because 63,000 is the amount of contributions. If you sell 12,000 units, each unit I must at least earn 5.25. True or not? 5.25. You understand what I'm trying to say? This is to cover your fixed cost only. 5.25 is to cover fixed cost only. And then if you plus with the 7 ringgit per unit, chop, you put it here, pop. So the amount that you need to charge, which means that you must charge at least 12 ringgit from 25 cents in order to break even. Alright, because since each unit, alright, paying for fixed costs is 5.25 plus each variable cost is 7, so altogether is 12.25. So I'm done. If you can understand step 1, I think this is the easiest illustrations I can make it to you. I think the questions, the exam question is that simple as well. So I said this chapter is not difficult, but you need to keep in line with me, because later, whatever all you've learned, right, you need to apply into the graphs. You need to present in the form of graphs, whether you understand what does this graph trying to explain and illustrates. Alright, good. Okay, let me continue. If you understand this, alright, almost end the day. So if you say, see, if you say that S is equal to V plus F, sure or not, how much sales you want is at least you want to cover the fixed and variable cost, then making a new break even, right? If I want to make a profit, so you plus P inside, 就这样简单. Alright, for example, the amount of variable is 10,000, the amount of fixed cost is 30,000, and you want to earn for how much? 40,000. All the sales all together you need to find is 80,000. It's that simple. So this is just playing with the equations. So nothing much I can say. I think it's very easy. Alright, very easy, right? So let me read this. Alright, let me read this. Okay, read this properly and make sure you understand. This is the kind of questions coming in an exam. Alright. So let me read, and if you're able to understand this, I think like itu sajalah. Alright, after this, we can try to do some of the questions, and then I don't think all this is important. This won't come on the exam. This is just to illustrate. Alright, this is just to illustrate. You want to read, you read. But the essence, this is I give it to you because if you want to read and enhance your understanding, if you are not sure, and then you can read. But if you are sure, you still read. It might confuse you. So my suggestion to you, if you are very sure of what you learn, you don't read. Because you just listen to me. This is my job to explain to you. If you can understand, don't confuse, read and then feel confused. Don't waste your time. Alright? If you can understand what I'm trying to say, that's fine and it's not for you. This is just to illustrate. If you are not sure, you want to reassure of what you want to learn, okay, then you read. But if you are sure that what you have learned, I'm clear, then you don't read. This is the different approach that how you learn. Don't, a lot of times, let me ask you, let me teach you. A lot of times you learn one concept, you hold it tight. My job as a lecturer is to want to hold you tight. Don't shake your concepts. Alright, a lot of times we studies those who are not sure about how they learn. When they read, they don't hold the concept tight. So the more they read, the more they confuse, the more they lost, then they fail. This is the majority of what they learn. They don't learn properly. So if the basic understanding is strong, hold it tight and keep challenging it, but you hold your fundamentals strong. Alright? So if your fundamentals is strong enough, you read, it may confuse you a bit, but it's tweaked back to your concept. But if those that are not strong, right, you will be break by it. Alright, you will be broke by it because you are getting more confused. No point, no need. So sometimes I teach, sometimes I don't teach. For example, if you can understand this example, don't waste time reading all that. We jump into it, then we do some exercises and we call it a day. Riding Bridges Co. or makes and sells a single product. Okay lah, all this is a cost lah. So the variable cost is 24 lah, nothing much I can say. Variable cost per unit is 24. Okay lah, just tell me whatever you want. Now, sales price is 30. Okay, fixed cost 68. I want to make a profit of 16,000. Okay. See. So you see, in order to make a break even, so you tell me that it is your fixed cost divided by your contribution per unit. So if you want to get the profit lah, you plus profit lah. So if the fixed cost is 68, profit is how much? Profit is 60,000. All together, ladies and gentlemen, I need to 84,000. How much contributions? 30 minus 24. 6 lah bang. So you write down here 6. Divide by 6. This is the amount of units. So 84 divided by 6 you can get is 84 divided by 6 per unit is 14,000 units. So for 40,000 units, each unit is 30. You can get the answer is 14,000 units divided by 14,000 units times 30. The answer is 422,000. This is the first approach. The second approach is, ladies and gentlemen, we use CS ratio. CS ratio, which means we're trying to say is how much sales, how much contribution we can earn from one sales. So 6 divided by 30, because 30 minus 24, you earn 6. 6 out of 30 is how many percent? 6 out of 30, 20%. Okay, so for 20%, so how much is the amount that I want to get? 68 plus 16, which means it's 84,000 divided by 20 cents. 20%. You will get the answers of same 420,000. So it depends. It depends on which approach you want to use. At the end of the day, 1, 2, 3, 4 is 5. 1, 2, 4, 3 is still 5 to me. So at the end of the day, you see, this is how it do. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, by looking at this illustration I'm making it to you, are you sure that whatever you learned, you are clear? If yes, please type 1. Go. Okay, no need to do all this. No need. If you want to read, please read. I'm not the lecturer who's trying to read more, explaining, make it more confused to you, and then try to make myself great in order to push you down. No need. Don't waste your time. All this, no need. It won't come out in the exam. No need. Alright, no need. Okay, now, the most important part is the last part is you need to read the break-even chart and contribution chart. Alright, let me tell you what is the difference between contribution chart and break-even chart. Different, huh? Different. The way the presentation. How is this different? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, no need to read the figures. 不用. By looking at the chart, you know what it's trying to say. This is just to illustrate the graph. If you can understand the graph, biarlah saja lah. Okay, first off, what do you mean by that? See, ladies and gentlemen, read. Fixed cost 40,000. On top of it, if I don't sell, means my contribution is 0. If I don't sell, my cost is 0. Of course, my total cost here. This is all my total cost, which means this shaded area is my total cost. True or not? This total area is my total cost. Because on top of the fixed cost, the more you sell, the more fixed cost. So altogether, the triangle part is your total cost. But then the sales are, if you don't sell anything, I start from 0. So this point is how you earn money. So of course, this is the point. Of course, in such a case, then this is a point. This point, I'll give it another color. Blue point. Alright, and then blue color. This point, alright, this point is when the cost intersect the sales. Okay, sales minus the variable, same figure. In such a case, no gain, no loss. So in this case, the amount of units is 80,000 no gain, no loss. 80,000 no gain, no loss. 80,000 unit no gain, no loss. Nothing much. Understand what I'm trying to say? So after the break-even point, the more you sell, the more profit you are. So which area? This area is the amount of the profit that you earned, the additional 1 unit that you sell, this area. The more you sell, the larger the gap. True, right? Because you are done with all the fixed costs already. So what do you mean by margin of safety? Like I said, your expected selling point, your expected sales is 120. You minus off the expected, you minus off the break-even units. Break-even units. So you divide by the break-even. You divide by the break-even units. You know that how much margin is for you. So the answer is 40. The 40 units is for you to drop. You can drop. So you tell your customer or you tell your agents, hey, ladies, you can drop my sales, but not dropping more than 40 units from now. Now I'm selling 120. You say that you can drop. Don't drop by so much. The maximum you can drop is only 40 units, which is 180 minus 80 divided by 80. So 40 divided by 80 is 50%. No, divided by expected sales. Sorry. Alright, divided by expected sales. So it's 120. So you can drop by how much? You can drop by 120 minus 80 divided by 120. So you can drop by 33% only. Okay? Done. So if you want to see the point is the required contribution is 40,000. Required contribution, the fixed cost is 40,000. So contribution per unit. So you can see contribution per unit is 50 cents per unit. So this is the amount of units you're able to make a break even, 80,000 units. So if you do the budgeted profit, if you sell for 120,000 units, alright, this is how they calculate that, alright. This is your sales, alright. This is your sales. This is your cost. Of course, this is your profit. Alright, understand that? So what is the difference between, if you, like for example, true, what is this trying to say? It's actually trying to say nothing. Nothing actually. It's just trying to say that, okay, so now the graph is like this. Pop, and then pop. So he says that if you increase the sales price, the cost will be the same, and then the peak will be higher. Because true, right? Then it is early that you can break even. It's normal, right? Because if you don't even read the graph, the more sales price, the price you need, you increase, right? If you increase the sales price, of course, you're faster to break even, and then the more profit you're able to get by selling the same unit. So this is trying to say that if, right? Suppose the fixed cost is this. Suppose you are earning this, right? But now you are charging more. Alright, so suppose the break even is here, but then now the break even is higher. Instead of you need to sell 7.5 unit, 7.5k unit, now 6k units, you already started to break even. Alright, easy, nothing much. Alright, if you read the examples, it's nothing much. Alright, nothing much. Alright, so the next one is contribution chart. A break even chart is different, A break even chart is, you see, break even chart, see, they don't start with fixed cost flooring. Just now we are doing this one, and then we fix first, and then we start. This one they don't start. They start it with variable cost, like that. So of course, see, of course. If you do this a contribution chart, why is it contribution chart? Because you can straight away by plussing these two figures, you can get contribution. So this is how tricky is it, because they rearrange they actually they are the same thing, They are the same thing. They just that they rearrange. Instead of making fixed cost as flooring, they sub fixed cost into the graph. So total cost is here. Is here. So if the total cost is there, variable cost is there. So in such a case, this is a fixed cost. The same, they must be same throughout the thing. So in such a case, fixed cost is here. Fixed cost plus the target profit is equal to your contributions required. So from there, this cost, alright, this break-even chart tells you how much contributions earned. Straight away, how much contribution earned. Contribution earned means it depends. Contributions, it can be only cover fixed cost, it can also cover fixed plus profit. This is a contribution required. Visualizations of able to visualize it through adding profit and fixed cost. That's why it's called contribution chart. Atas, you don't able to calculate contribution chart, but it is for you to see one of the method. This is what we call break-even chart. Okay, because how do you calculate? You need to calculate this profit, right? This area plus this area fixed cost, and then you divide by the number. So we're trying to say that I rearrange the presentations, alright, so that these two figures straight away you plus the contributions is there, so it's easy for you to read. But at the end of the day, they are the same thing. Alright, they're just trying to difference in presentation wise, but they give you different functions. The functions is for this contribution straight away by visualizations. The difference in gap, you can see how much is the contributions required. Boleh faham? Alright, boleh faham? Let me clear everything so that you can see one more time more clearly. Alright, very, very clear to you. Alright, very, very clear to you. See, chop. Alright, so these two area, alright, contribution, profit plus fixed cost. The margin of safety is still the same. Expected sales minus the margin sales divided by expected sales. Done. Alright, so far, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Are you clear? If you are clear, please type you are clear. If a bit of not clear, then you say a bit not clear. If you are clear, you think that you understand, you want to challenge to do some of the questions, okay, you say challenge. Alright, you are done to say challenge. Alright, if you want to make easy, if you understand, please just type 1. Alright, just type 1. Clear? Alright, if you are clear, please type clear. Okay, now the last one is what you call profit volume analysis. Alright, profit volume analysis is very easy, right? Very easy. Just now the break even is something higher. This is a break even chart. As long as the close of the break even is at the point 0. Anything above it is profit lah. Anything below, like of course, you see, you think properly. If I don't sell anything, of course I will be paying a lot of fixed costs. Of course, this is the loss. Alright. Of course, this is my budgeted contribution because the contribution keep raising. True, right? How do you get contributions? Sales minus variable cost is my contribution per unit. Each unit, the more I sell, it is directly proportional to the contributions I get. So of course, I able to slowly cover my fixed cost. After you are done with covering the fixed cost, this is the break-even point. And then the moment you are selling more units, it start to make profit. So it's just trying to say that a PV ratio is talking about sales unit. Alright? So either it's by sales unit or either by sales value. It depends. It depends. Sometimes how much unit in order to sell, or sometimes how much revenue in order to sell. So easy. Alright? If the X unit, see the green box, if the X unit is sales unit, okay, 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, the gradient is contribution per unit. Alright, true. They are easy. Alright, they are easy. It just says that if I'm selling by unit, alright, then the gradient, of course the contribution per unit. True not? Because for example, a sales unit, alright, the more sales unit you get, that you go across X, alright, your contribution unit keep going upward. Because the more you sell, the more you earn. If the X axis is sales value instead of unit, alright, then the gradient is CS ratio. So instead of telling you how much the gradient is CS ratio, trying to say is that instead of contribution per unit, how much unit per contribution, how much revenue per unit. So it depends on the presentations. So you look at the questions. If by units, then I up by my units also. If you are talking about value, sales revenue, then you go by revenue also. That's simple, right? 没有东西的. Alright, so I just want to tell you that this is the margin of safety. Alright, if your budgeted sales. So always the same. Margin of safety means the budgeted sales minus the break even point. So it's just trying to say that this is the point where this is a margin of safety. Alright, how much you're able to fork up to lose before you are making a loss or making a no gain or loss. Alright, understand what I'm trying to say? Here it just says that the same thing, in which unit, how many units, alright, you can east, alright, if you change the selling price, alright, of course you are early to break even if you change the selling price. Alright, so the one, some of the limitations, it can only apply to one single product only. Okay, if more than one product, how do you do the analysis? This may be time consuming to prepare, which I think alright, it's assume the fixed cost is always the same. Yeah lah, we are doing assuming the fixed cost is always the same. We assume the variable cost is the same also. But sometimes the variable costs are used the same, not the same one. You sometimes change, always changing. We assume the sales price is also constant. Yeah lah, the price is always the sales revenue. Not just about the cost is changing, the sales price is also changing, right? Alright, so it ignores a lot of uncertainty in estimates also. So this is just a general idea. The practicability, damn lot of things still need to be considered, bro. Okay, so you need to know what do you mean by CVP, whether you know or not. Alright, the amount in order to break even or to make a profit. Alright, CS ratio in terms of revenue, what do you mean margin of safety, the revenue point, the break even chart, contribution chart, and PV chart. Okay, I will do a few questions. I will do a few questions. Alright, I think I will do 5 questions and then I leave up to you. Alright, I think I will do 5 questions. Alright, okay, come, take up your exercises. Alright, I will do 5 questions and I will call it a day. Okay, first questions. Break even point in terms of unit, easy. We don't even need to use CS ratio. No need. Ratio is for you to calculate, but you need to use fixed cost divided by contributions per unit. Alright, fixed cost 30,000, contribution per unit, sales for 15, variable cost is 5. So in order to contribution each unit I'm earning 10. So in order to weigh, you divide means I need to sales 3,000 units. Easy. Second question. What do you mean by margin of safety? A margin of safety means my actual sales and my actual contributions. Actual sales compared to sales required to break even. So B. Alright, B. Sales, actual sales divided by budget, divided by the minus of the sales required to break even. Alright, this is what you need. This is what to break even. So the gap is what you call margin of safety. Okay, 3 questions altogether. If you are done, means you are good. What is the company break-even point in terms of whole unit again? Okay, add up all the costs. Okay, break-even point. So how much is the fixed cost? Okay, let me know how much is the fixed cost. The fixed cost is 10,000 units times 4 ringgit plus 80 cents. This is my total fixed cost. Divided by my contribution per unit. 6 minus 1 ringgit is 40 cents minus 40 cents. Sure or not? This is my contribution. 6 minus 1.2 minus 4. 6 minus 1.2 minus 4. Cannot. 6 minus 1.2 minus 0.4. 6 minus 1. 6 minus 1 point. 6 minus 1. 6 minus 1.2 divided by minus 0.4. 4.4. 4.4. Then I know how many units. So why I times 1,000 units? Because this is the amount that I do. Then it is directly proportional. So 10,000 times 4 ringgit 80 cents. 48,000. 48,000 divided by 4 ringgit 40 cents. 4 ringgit 40 cents. Then I know how much unit. Wait lah. Okay, 48,000 divided by 4.4. I know the unit is 10909 unit. Nearest whole 10909. How many must be sold if you want to achieve a profit? If you want to achieve a profit, you need to plus it with the target profit. Divided by 4.4. So 48,000 plus 11,000 divided by 4.4 is equal to 59,000 divided by 4.4. If 59 divided by 4.4 is 13409. Easy. Because target profit means you need to plus. Just plus with the fixed cost. Alright. What sales revenue is required to achieve 12,000? Okay. What sales revenue? Okay. What sales revenue in order to achieve a profit of 12,000 in a period? Okay. So if you want to achieve a profit of 12,000, you need to use the fixed cost plus the target profit. Divide by, since I want the sales revenue, alright, I can divide by the CS ratio. So how much is the amount that I need to get first? I don't care, I just get first. Straight away I know. Okay, very sure. 39,975. My target profit 12,000. Alright, so divide by the CS ratio. Then I can calculate how much is the sales revenue. CS ratio, how much is my contributions? Alright, my CS ratio means my sales is how much? 84,000. My contribution is how much? My contributions is 84,000 minus 38,640 45360. 45360. So if 45360 divided by 84,000 is 0.54. So altogether 39975 plus 12,000. Alright. Divided by 0.54. This is the amount of revenue required. Alright. Because what I say, sometimes they don't give you in terms of unit. Then you need to divide by the CS ratio. This is the second skills that you learned from me. Means the CS ratio straight away direct you to get the sales revenue. Last part. Last part. On the above break-even chart. Okay. Break-even chart. What you want? Which of the following shows the contributions at activity are contribution? This is a break-even chart. This is not a contribution chart. That's why you cannot use C plus B. Cannot. You cannot use the answer C. Alright, you can use the answer C because this is a break-even chart. Break-even chart means this is a fixed cost is here. Pop. Fixed. Alright. The whole thing is your sales minus B. Right? Minus B. Poop. So the answer is donkey minus B. The contribution level. So because the contribution level means whatever sales, how do you get contributions? Which means sales minus contributions. Alright? Means donkey minus B. If you want to get profit minus A, then you see whether there is a profit or not. Test whether there's profit. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm illustrating to you. It's early by 20 minutes or maybe more. Do you understand? If you understand, that's all for today. I'm so proud of you. If you are not understand, you may stay and then I will illustrate more to you through questions. If not, I'll leave some of the questions for you to try on your own because I want you to test on your own, alright? Without lecturer assistance. Are you clear? If you clear, type 1 to say thank you and you may leave. This is the chapter for today. It's easy, it's direct. I'm sure I will deliver the best knowledge to you. Hold it tight, do some exercises. Thanks to you.